Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today we are talking eyeshadow palettes, aren't we always, guys? And specifically today we are talking eyeshadow palettes in my collection that are a collaboration with a franchise. So I recently did 3 parts. I'll leave linked if you haven't seen them. Some videos, 3 of them, talking about my eyeshadow palettes in my collection that were collaborations with influencers, with content creators. But I have a lot of palettes that are collaborations with franchises, so I wanted to show you guys those today. So if that sounds good to you, just want to hang out, keep on watching. Before we get too far into the video, if you haven't already, I would love it if you would consider subscribing before you go. I upload 2 videos a week. It's totally free to subscribe. I would love to have you back again chatting in the comments. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much, and like this video, click that like button if you like it. All right, let's go ahead and start with what I'm wearing on my eyes today. Now this is the Pure X Barbie collab. It has been a while since this came out, like years, you guys, but I absolutely love 2 things about this palette. Number 1, just the texture on this palette makes me so happy. And then also the scent. Yes, the scent. It smells like a vacation. Still scented after all this time. It's slightly coconut, but it's not just coconut. It's got a hint of something else that I can't exactly place my finger on, but this is what I'm wearing today. And I am wearing all 4, like the top row, everything in the top row, as well as a bit of this shimmer and a bit of these 2. So I used lots of shades today and still went pretty light to go kind of neutral for this eye look today, but I really do like this formula. The only con is there is a pressed glitter that I don't use because it's not considered eye safe, but so cool. I was into Barbies when I was little, but then when I became a teenager, I was very anti-girl, anything. I did not want to be a girly girl. Didn't like the idea of it, just very against everything pink and girl. That palette I just really enjoy. I got it again because the packaging looks so cool. I hadn't tried Pure's formula up until then, so that's now one of 2 palettes I have from Pure. Next up from ColourPop is the Mandalorian palette. Now they've done several palettes with Star Wars. I have this one and the Mandalorian palette. Where's the Mandalorian palette, you ask? I don't know. And this one I'm going to keep the plastic on because she is a bit damaged. We've got a cracked shade here, but here is the Child palette is actually what it is called. And yeah, I don't use this one a lot, to be honest, but I just love the Mandalorian. I love the Mandalorian more than Star Wars in itself. I do. And so I had to have these. I've loved the show so much. Wes and I have watched all the episodes. Next up, another childhood favorite. These 2 are from Glamlite. I did get both palettes from the first round of the Scooby-Doo collab. I did not purchase from the second round. It just looked too rainbow palette in my opinion. But there were 2 palettes. This is the Rutro Raggy palette. I don't think I have used these since I first used them. I didn't have a bad time with them. There's just a lot of mid-tones, and so I struggled using them as standalones, I feel like, but I definitely have other palettes, obviously, and even Glamlite ones that have transition shades that I should pull these out again. And this is the Creeps and Crawls palette. Oh, they're both so lovely. I like both of them. I like Glamlite's formula. My big gripe with this one is that they did not name the shades. I hate it when they do that. If you're gonna do a collab with the franchise, go there. Go there. The Barbie one didn't have names either. This Mandalorian one did name the shades. That's the one thing about the recently released from Glamlite, the Rick and Morty collab they just released. I watched a couple reviews. There's no shade names on those either. Come on, people, get it together. I want the shade names. That's like a cool part of it to me. Should have probably done this while we were on ColourPop, but here we are. This is a collab with Disney. They've done many. This one specifically is Tinkerbell. I actually really don't care that much about Tinkerbell. This one was more for the color story, I'm not gonna lie. I really like greens and purples, and this just looked really good. I saw many good reviews on it. I like a good sparkly gold, and these pinks look like they would make amazing blush colors. So this one, it was on sale one of the times I was shopping at ColourPop, and I probably could have gone without, but I do really like it. I do. I have enjoyed it. Now, somewhere I own the ColourPop Nightmare Before Christmas eyeshadow palette, and I cannot find it. That's part of why I'm on a low buy right now, people, because I can't even find the palettes that I want when I want them. That's a problem. But I know I got it. Here are the gemstones that came with it. And then I didn't get all three, but I did get two, both Lock and Shock, of the Jelly Much shadows. Mine are quite dried, but even dry, I have found they do still work. I did a look with the two of these the other day. Lock is this more like deep purpley, and it's got some pink and blue reflect in it. I did a look where I put Lock on the like outer portion of my lid, and then I put Shock on the inner portion, and Shock is shocking. It's quite a bright pink, and it has different reflex in there as well. Mostly pink and a little like blue. I feel like the blue reflect in both of them really ties it together. But Nightmare Before Christmas is my favorite movie. If you didn't know, it is my absolute favorite movie. So of course I had to get it. I think they collabed with Makeup Revolution too, but the quality of that makeup is just so low that you can't fool me on that. I don't care who they collab with, I'm not getting it. But these were great in the eyeshadow palette. I really like too. A lot of people complained that they thought the color story wasn't Nightmare Before Christmas enough. I thought it was fine. I really liked the cool tones and pinks and things a lot, but that's just me personally. All right, next up here, we've got more ColourPop. ColourPop collabs with a lot of people, you guys, and I got two of the Animal Crossing little quads. I played Animal Crossing on my Nintendo 3DS. I remember it came out and it was so expensive I couldn't afford it. And it was a video game that, as a going away present, the foreign exchange student living with us actually got for me. How nice was that? Because those are not cheap. I think they were like $40 brand new back then, which is kind of expensive now, let alone back then. But I played the heck out of that game. Love it so much. Switch is like the only console Wes and I don't have. And I really want an OLED Switch. I really do, because I want to play the new one. But wedding funds come first. So we'll get there eventually. The one I just showed you is called NYX Inc. or NYX Incorporated. Now both of these do have a pressed glitter in them, which I wasn't aware of when I purchased it. But I do sometimes use those pressed glitters as a little like cheek highlighter or something. And then here's the purpley one. Weird, I got the green and purple. Who would have thought? Who would have guessed that, right? If you've been on my channel a while, you know greens and purples are the ones I can't resist. And that one is La Belle of the Ball. Now those are all of the like collab with franchise palettes I have, but I do have a few honorable mentions. So when I say honorable mentions, I mean these are not an official collaboration with a franchise, but it's kind of an ode to some sort of franchise. And these are all indie brands, by the way, because you know, we just roll that way here. So first one I want to bring out is the Adept Cosmetics Arrow inspired palette, and this is inspired by the show Arrow. This is the way you do it, people. You do a cohesive color story that has something to do with the show, but also people can love it and enjoy it even if they know nothing about the show. Oh, so many multi-chromes that are wonderful in this one. And these are palettes that, like, I'm just guessing the brands didn't have like official licensing, copyright, whatever, all legalities go into that, but it's like an ode to or inspired by situation. The next one is from Shroud Cosmetics, and it is the Batty Bean It's Freakin' Bats original eyeshadow palette. Had to shout this one out because it does have like Zero and Adams and Sam and Grimm, like different things that are inspired by, again, things like Nightmare Before Christmas and other pop culture things, which I just love. It's part of the experience for me. I don't know, let me know how you feel about that in the comments, but it's really a part of the experience and using it, enjoying it for me personally. I think that's why I have so many of them. Next, from Fantasy Cosmetica, really anything from this brand is based on Dungeons and Dragons. This particular palette is the Druid palette. It was the first one I ever tried from this brand. Amazing quality, you guys. They're doing amazing things. I really want to try the fragrance that they came out with, because that looks really cool, especially the fact that it's like hand-painted artwork on the perfume. Love that so much. Again, from Adept Cosmetics, they also did one inspired by kind of the world of Superman. This is called the House of L. This is one of my favorite Adept Cosmetic palettes, you guys. It's kind of like, what is that? Like a lot going on, but it's so super sparkly. Zor-El, I can see there's a dent in it. This like black based red, gold, orange shimmer to die for. I wore this like practically all summer last year. And then last but not least, from the Bella Beauty Bar, the Strange and Unusual palette, which is of course Beetlejuice inspired. I actually have not dipped into this one yet. I'm not gonna lie, it's in my pile of shame. But look at her. She just looks great, doesn't she? I've heard so many good things about this brand. I really want to try it. Maybe that can be one I test on camera for you guys. You let me know in the comments if you would like to see that or any other palettes that I highlighted here in this video today. Thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye!